Hi, I'm Marie, and what you're going to see next is a little clip of what we did today during the DSLR video workshop. Have fun!
Okay, welcome to this small tip. Normally you will see me doing fashion stuff and model photography, but I also teach a workshop called DSLR filming. And as you can see now, some people are filming this. And during the DSLR filming workshop we do stuff with models, of course. We just did a nice shoot with Marie in the snow. And we also do a small instructional video. The idea is that the students will shoot from different angles with different cameras. And later on in our editing suite we will do the whole setup and we will make a nice instructional video. So let's give you a small tip about shooting outside in the snow. In the Netherlands it's of course normally not as snowy as it is now. We are actually very glad that we now finally have snow. And when you're walking outside and it's very cold, at the moment we have a new cold record, I believe, minus 22.7 degrees Celsius. The first thing you will do when you go outside is you will wear gloves. And normally with gloves you can't handle your camera very easily. So what I do is I use runner gloves. You can buy them at your sports utility store and they're very cheap. They're about like 20 euros. They are not as warm as normal gloves, but you can still operate your camera. By the way, there are also gloves out there which make it possible for you to operate your iPhone. And I really like those gloves also. But today I'm just wearing runner's gloves. Do you see this one? This is the Black Rabbit strap. And it's very easy. You can just carry your camera around and you can just walk and very quickly grab your camera, make a photo and put your camera back again. So I love those straps. They're really nice. And the guys from Black Rabbit, they rule. They made this one especially for me. So now the small tip about shooting in the snow. As you know, your camera works with the so-called reflective metering. Everything in your camera is calculated back to 18% gray. So when you're shooting in the snow is white. When you shoot this image, let's say we have a nice landscape here. Of course it's not a real landscape, but we're here, so we shoot it from here. And I focus with a lot of snow in the image. I will make the image, and when you look at the back of your camera, and you will see the image now appearing on screen, you will see that it's a little bit too grayish. The snow doesn't look white, it's gray. Now as you can read on my blog, you can calculate with your f-stops. On your camera you can do the same thing. Of course you can shoot manual, but it's very easy if you know how the reflective system in your camera works to make the snow go white. As you know, every stop you add twice the amount of light. So when you're on 18% gray and you want to go to full white, you add 2.5 stops. On your camera you can do the same thing. It's called exposure compensation. And it's on your camera. So the snow is now too grayish. What I want to do is I want to open up my aperture just a little bit to let in more of the available light. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to approximately 1 stop over. Going to make the same shot. And now my snow is nice and white. Now some people will say, how many stops do I need to overexpose? Well, to be totally honest, there is no golden rule. In some instances you will shoot 2 stops overexposed. Let's say you have a snowman, everything is white, the sky is white and it's all very light outside. At that moment you can probably overexpose by 2 stops. Now if you have a nice blue sky, as you can see here, you will probably overexpose just a little bit less, because the sky is of course darker than the white of the snow. And at that moment you don't need to overexpose 2 stops. So it's a little bit trying out. You could use a light meter, but in this case you have to meter both the light and the snow. So use your exposure compensation. Oh, and one final tip. If you're doing snow shots, look at this. You can see the sun coming through the trees, and that will make an amazing shot. Just put the sun in your frame, focus on the trees, take the shot, and yeah, that's something that will go on the blog probably. So this was our tip for shooting in the snow, and as you can see, I can also shoot without models. So see you next time.